Hello and welcome to today's video. So it's been a while since we've done latest vintage paperback sales on eBay, so I thought we'd have a little catch up on the market and see what's been happening. Now I'm starting off with a few books which I had bookmarked, and this is what they've ended up at. So this was quite an unusual Agatha Christie under her pseudonym Mary Wesley. Went for £41, the Collins Crime Club. This I thought was an absolute bargain. So this is a Christie Services edition. It's got that W.H. Smith sticker on, which means that it didn't actually get circulated amongst the armed forces, but it only went for £15. I thought that was a good price for a nice condition book. This one here was the very first Collins Crime Club title, the White Circle one, literally number one with its wrapper. Underneath it was in exceptional condition. Just £25 that went for. I think that was once again a great price for the first print, which is actually the 8th print in the paperback. So that is actually the first paperback printing. This was very rare, one of the 5 John Lane Agatha Christie paperbacks. This is the first time this was ever put into paperbacks. It's the old 9p copy. Very, very rare. These hardly ever turn up on the market. As I said, there's, I think, 5 to collect. And super scarce. Yeah, 9p novel. £160 that one went for. About right. This was nice. This was a little batch of ephemera, old bookshop paper bags, basically. You had a dedicated Penguin one, 2 puffin ones, a little one for Blackwell's there. But they're quite nice. I believe those date from the early 1970s. I'd say 72 to 75 would be my rough guess on those. £16.88. This is gorgeous. This is an edition of Weird Shadow over Innsmouth by Burt House in the States. One I've got my eye on. I'm trying to find one. They hardly ever turn up in the UK, and when they do, they always go for big money. In the States, they're much more reasonable, because this one, you can see a copy turn out at least once or twice a month. And that was quite a nice one, $35. This is nice. This is a original 60s Penguin Isocon donkey. Not in the greatest of shape, but lots of interest being sold by charity through eBay. It would have needed completely pulling to bits, restored, and then reassembled. Something I was more than happy to have a stab at. But that was a really nice, iconic bit of furniture that specifically designed to carry vintage paperbacks, and especially Penguins, with magazines in the middle. Lots and lots of interest, loads of bids on it, and in the end, $325 that went for. This was the dearest Penguin we'll see today, number 6. In fact, or no, number 5 rather, Unpleasantness at the Bologna Club, $299.99. Beautiful, true first edition with a very nice wrapper as well, in exceptional high grade. £300 for that one. There we are, number 5. Yeah, quite scarce. Published as part of the first 10. But that's big money for that, to be honest. The wrapper's not mint, but it is, I don't know, it's scarce, I suppose. And underneath it was a beautiful copy. That can't be denied. Shaking my head at this one. It's just the normal first edition of Lady Chatterley's Lover. £230. And I really checked all over the listing. No reason why. This was nice. £191. Now you probably recognise the covers. These were the Penguin Centenary hardbacks. I did not realise that they came out in paperback as well. I don't think I've ever come across these as a paperback edition anywhere. And this was the full set in reasonable, near fine condition for £191. I didn't think, well, I was surprised, but then again, the hardbacks go for even more, so they're worth keeping your eyes out peeled for those. I think they could be good little investments if you can find them. Once again, I'm shaking my head here. It was a best offer, so I don't know what they finally accepted, but £199.99 for this set here, which is, I don't know. I know it's Dorothy Sayers, so maybe it's something to do with that, the connection. Dorothy Sayers, fanatic, particularly wanted this particular pair of books, but £200, I mean, I've never seen anything like it for an old Penguin classic. I just don't know why. I don't know why it's gone for that. Not even in great condition. Bananas is what I say to you. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm going to buy it now with the best offer. This is, it is what it is. I suppose the book is notorious with the original title, and all editions seem to be quite sought after. I think this is the most I've ever seen the Penguin one go for, 150. That does seem a lot of money for that. It's not like it had a small print run or anything, This, I think someone got a bargain here, because this is virtually all the buildings of England, the later hardback ones, but they've been protected in like these plain grey wrappers, but underneath it looks like the original wrappers are still there. That's what it looks like to me. So 118 seemed quite good value for money for that lot, if you've not got any already. Yeah, quite a nice run, that. This is the original of Ways of Seeing. This is an absolute modern classic in actual fact. John Berger, and still in print today, but this was the very first edition of it. I think this is quite scarce. It's not one I've got. I think it's a rare one, this. And I think the price it sold for, 1972 was the first printing. This was over 100, wasn't it? I seem to recall. A lot for a Pelican. What was the price on that one? Yeah, 110. Good money for that, isn't it? This is nice. I actually do have this box set, and it's a really, really nice one by Mervyn Peake. This one went for £94, but one of the books actually signed by Mervyn Peake, and it was given as a gift. Sort of said from the Peakes, sort of from the family. So although the books aren't mint, that is one of my favourite box sets that Penguin published in the mid-70s, I think it was. That is dated 1968, so who knows, but I'm going to be digging mine out for a Penguin Modern Classics video coming soon. £98 for a signed one. That's probably alright, to be honest. Highlight of the day, The Hobbit, signed by J.R.R. Tolkien, £2,839. The dearest book we'll see today. It looks pretty convincing to me that looks like Tolkien. However, and this had 43 bids on, so it was not like people disagreed, but a couple of Tolkien experts have dissed this, and they say that it's not the real thing. So I don't know. It looked pretty genuine to me. Yeah, a fortune, but a rare book, and the only signed one known to exist of the Puffin edition of The Hobbit. 2839.85. Look at that. Wowee. This was massively overpriced. It's just a bog standard set of reprint editions, the Hawkey covers, being sold by Peter Harrington Books. £295 someone's paid for this. I mean, that's insane money. That's the sort of thing that you pick up with a bit of searching around for like 60-70 quid. I just don't understand why someone's paid. They're not even in that great shape. I mean, even if they were absolutely mint, I think that would be high. Now, this is a nice mint first edition. We're on to the Pan books now, of course. A beautiful copy of the Pan, First of Diamonds Are Forever. Absolutely gorgeous. That deep, it's a second print actually. Deep red cover. That's a fortune for a second print, but look at the condition of it. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice cover of that one. A nice copy. Very, very nice indeed. Just the one odd copy of the final edition of the Pan Book Horror Stories. This one went for £80, which, judging by the condition, with a couple of little cover creases and spine creases, I guess that's about right. 80 quid for that one. Real nice ones, upwards of 100, 110 now. This was nice. It was the first paperback original of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All of these in PBO, because Restaurant was also PBO, have started creeping up in value. These are ones to keep an eye out for now, and that was £57 for that. This was, once again, quite a nice box set. It was £50 or best offer, so we can imagine, went for maybe 40, something like that. These are also quite scarce, and definitely worth picking up. These slightly odd box sets. They're very much of their time, and they don't do these sorts of things much anymore. So, if you come across them, grab them, because they're unusual. Usually you find them and the books inside are really mint, but not in the case of that one. This was a much better lot. This was £50, and this was a lot of the film tie-in editions. I thought this was probably pretty good value for money. They're not pristine, but some of them are actually really nice copies. A few of them, like Live and Let Die, has got the faded white spine, notorious with that particular one. But like the HMSS, Diamonds Are Forever, all look pretty good. Here's the pan edition of 10 Little. It's pan number 4. This one only went for £45. A little less than what they've been making, but the spine was faded, so that's something to look out for on that particular one. This is nice. John Burt, Hammer Horror Omnibus. He adapts 4 classic Hammer films. Very nice condition, that one, for £40. Nice nick. Still quite a bit though. You know, that's more than I would have expected it to sell for. This was interesting. This was a full run, or a huge run of Terry Pratchett, and all books purportedly have been signed by him, every single one. But not in the greatest of shape, all over the place. Not hardly a nice collection. I'm not a massive fan, but $335 for the full set signed. I suppose that's about right. These were unusual. These are a bit like the Final Fantasy game books, but it was a short run of 6. All 6 were offered together, and they were in nice condition. These are ones that might turn up. The Dragon Warriors series, so keep your eyes peeled for these. I say they were untouched, and they are designed to be written in, so nice copies are going to be scarce, let's be honest. But yeah, £140 for the 6. This is a steady seller. £100 for this one. It was the best looking copy that had gone on. This is the British Dune Encyclopedia in softback. It's a trade paperback original. £100 this one went for. The US one goes for about the same sort of money. It does turn up though, quite common. It was remaindered, in fact. This is an unusual corgi, sold in the States. It's a juvenile delinquency title, not one I really know. Road Kids. It's got the motorbike in the background. Maybe that had something to do with it. First corgi, not in the greatest of shape, but still went for good money there, Yeah, $79.95 or best offer. This is one I just don't know. Why did this sell for £50? Manipulated Man. Don't know anything about this one at all. So I know someone watching will know exactly why this is collectible and will pop a comment in. So please do, in the description, in the comments rather, down below, educate the rest of us. And that goes for this one as well, Travelling People. Once again, I'm not 100% sure why this is an expensive paperback. £45 this is sold for in the British Corgi first. And as you can see, it's not in exactly the greatest of shape. So what's going on there? Answers down below, please. These are pretty standard these days. So this was the adaptation of the John Carpenter movie. It's by Alan Dean Foster. I think the American one goes for a bit more. This one was the British one, £35. Nice unbroken spine. A little bit of wear, in all honesty. But even so, pretty good money. And that's the sort of thing that turns up all the time, as long as you keep an eye out for it. This is interesting. Yeah, the Scarlet Boy. This is a real sort of gothic-y one. Very, very nice copy of this one. Once again, it's a British Corgi. Bit of wear, but first Corgi edition. Someone really wanted that. That was $30 that sold for. I thought this was a bargain. £31 for the British Corgi Forbidden Planet. Best copy I've seen in ages of this one. It would have been 2-3 years ago, a copy like that would have gone for about 100. I think, and I've noticed this looking at the cost of paperbacks doing this video, there's been a slight softening of the market. And I think prices have dipped at the moment. This is interesting. One of those ones, on the back of Close Encounters, we had all those books on the unexplained, and in the late 70s, early 80s, and this is yet another one of those. $23.95, a more unusual one, to be sure, but interesting. This is obviously the later printing, but the first Corgi of Naked Lunch. Nice copy, that one. It's actually the one I've got myself. I didn't think it was that scarce, but that was quite a nice edition for £14. A couple of odd Badgers. Didn't see a lot sell recently in the Badger department. Not even a lot listed. This one's Bromfane, obviously Lionel Fanthorpe. Just one of the science fiction ones. Yeah, not in the greatest of shape, but obviously someone really wanted that one. Quite muggy. This was nice. This was £26 this one went for, and this was a really top shape copy, as you can see. A real gem, this one. Another Fanthorpe title. £26. I guess it's about right. Well, although it was best offer accepted by the look of it. Awesome. A little collection of door books. 400 and I think it was 446 door books in total. Someone's entire library by the look of it. Look at all that yellow spine action. Fantastic. I love them. And they broke them down really well. They actually added, that was the complete Gore run, and they added the Ballantine 4 as well, which weren't published by Door. And then all the Moorcocks. I mean, they do break it down quite nicely, I have to say. And that is like an instant library for someone, isn't it? It really, really is. All been bagged as well, so it looks like they're in pretty nice condition. They've been looked after. That is quite a library that someone's amassed there. Yeah, pretty nice stuff. Loads of photos, absolutely stacks of them. Not every day you see that many door books come up for sale in one hit, and that would have been literally an instant library of some really good stuff in there. Some absolute rubbish as well, but some really good stuff. I love those anthologies. They are fantastic. So no horror stuff. It was all SF and a little bit of fantasy. But what a library that was. Yeah, quite amazing. $932. This was another, I thought this was a bargain. $170 for that lot. I mean, that's not bad at all, really, is it? Once again, a nice little starter selection, a real mixture of titles. I mean, you wouldn't have done too badly paying $170 for that lot. Yeah, not bad at all. What's that, $3 or $4 a book? Stephen King, I thought I'd check him out. Obviously, we know this one by Richard Bachman, Rage, and these are the British editions published by New English Library. Quite a collectible little publisher, and a lot of their books now have become quite collectible, and we're hoping, $585 that one went for, we're hoping for a price guide very soon to the Nell books. Here's another Stephen King, Long Walk. This one went for $110. Another scarce one, but in much worse condition than the last one, than Rage. These are the sort of books that will turn up if you keep your eyes peeled. They really will. This was a surprise. Edge number 55 went for £100. I need number 60, so if anyone's got number 60, let me know. That's the last one I need for the set. There's 61 in all, and it was always 61 that was regarded as the hardest, but I've had a job getting number 60, at least at a reasonable price. This was nice. It was an early 70s June box set, the classic New English Library jackets. Is it Pennington who does the artwork on them? Absolutely beautiful. I love this little 2-book slipcase. They did a 3-book slipcase as well when the third one came out. £50 that went for. This is another early Stephen King. Awful condition. I think it was, it is 1976. I think it is. I think we'll see in a minute. Yeah, August 76, the first British New English Library edition. £46.40. This was nice. This is great. I've got this one, Cycle of the Werewolf, and it's got the great Bernie Wrightson illustrations in. Absolutely mint copy, but it was like a 90s copy. It wasn't the original. It was one from the early 90s. So not a first by any means, but still went for £37. This was a great, lovely Guy N. Smith, and he's always worth picking up if you see any of his books in high grade condition. Great stuff. That was £33 that went for. This was a collection of just a selection of just mysteries and thrillers, just nice early American editions, 60s and early 70s copies. Lots of gold medal Dell books, some earlier Dell map backs there. Just a nice, it was a good reading, it was a good reading batch. Not a lot of collectible copies in here, but there was just early editions of some really nice cool books, and I would have enjoyed picking this lot up and just having them to read some like classic hardboiled crime titles with some superb covers. So yeah, some good stuff there. Yeah, $125. I don't think that was too bad. This was another one. This is $125, but it was sort of 50s and 60s Agatha Christie editions. the UK batches of Christie like this go for exactly the same sort of money. So both sides of the Atlantic, she does seem quite popular still. This had some of the late 60s, early 70s ones, the Tom Adams ones. But they're lovely, and definitely worth keeping your eyes peeled for those. This is interesting, $150 for this one. Can someone explain why? Not something I know. Great jacket. Looks quite tough to find with that all black cover. So why's that gone for so much? Answers down below, please. Babylon 5. $65 for the, is it the first 8 or 9 books in the series? They did do some more than that, and there are separate British editions as well. I think these, whoever got those actually did all right, because they're generally not turning up these now, and they're rapidly approaching, if not already, 30 years old. So keep your eyes peeled for those. This was incredible. $1,500 this went for, and it's a Philip K. Dick collection. Now, I think personally, if you look closely at this lot, I think you'll agree with me that the person that's bought it has probably overpaid. That's like £1,400. With persistence, you could have got all of that lot for far less, unless I'm missing something. Answers down below. I don't know, some of those door ones are very expensive, but to me, that seems a lot. That does seem a lot for just that lot. So, I don't know. Instant Philip K. Dick collection. Here's another little batch here, 762 this went for. So see what you think of this. I mean, we know he's super collectible. Once again, this seems like a lot to me. I don't know. I mean, some of the key ones are there. There was the first to do Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, which is expensive. I mean, that is a known collectible, but even so, it seems expensive. Here is that one, $125. Obviously the book that was the basis for the Blade Runner movie. Look at it, missing the bottom of the spine. Of course, in hell of a state, isn't it? But it is a key book. But turns up over here it was imported. I thought these were lovely. 22 ace doubles, science fiction SF doubles, absolutely gorgeous. I thought these were really nice, and although I've got a couple of them, loads I haven't got here, so I would have been tempted with this lot. The Conan one there's lovely, isn't it? I would like that one. Very nice, and I said pretty nice neck, much better than average. They've definitely come from a well looked after collection, those, and great jackets, very attractive little lot that. Yeah, very attractive lot. Yeah, nice those. Yeah, $104, about 80-90 quid. I suppose this is a known collectible, isn't it? I mean, it really is. And the British First by Corgi goes for similar sort of money as well. I Am Legend, Richard Matheson. Here's my preferred favourite, Shrinking Man. I got the UK edition of this one, absolutely gorgeous. I love that jacket as well, $90. This is unusual. It's by Harlan Ellison, one of his lesser known titles, Rockabilly, but this one's been signed, which is, very rare. This is not one I know of his, although he was really prolific. There it is, signed there, coming to bits there. It's a bit of a rough old copy, but even so, nice to see. This is nice, Kurt Vonnegut Jr. Nice edition. That's another nice gold medal, Mother Night. Reasonably nice neck, reasonably nice. Good to see. $53.95. Heed the Thunder. Yeah, this Jim Thompson one. That's a rare book. That is a very rare book. Any of the Jim Thompson novels that you find in paperback, look, $274 that went for. Here's another one, slightly cheaper, but even so, this is the bottom end of his collecting. But any Jim Thompson that you see in paperback, generally worth picking up. A lot of them are paperback originals, and that was probably pretty cheap, in all honesty. Yeah, lots of photos. That wasn't bad, I don't think, in all honesty. That was all right. Here's a absolute classic, as we know. This one went for 600 or best offer. Once again, not the greatest of shape, but the price it sold for, $600, was probably about right for the American Ace Double Edition of this. I don't think I would have picked it up in that condition. I would have waited for a better one to come along. But yeah, some interesting stuff. And I thought I'd just end off with an author who I really, really like, and I've been trying to finish off the British ones, and I've pretty much done that now, and that's J.G. Ballard. Here's a nice US edition of The Wind from Nowhere, which I believe was signed, yeah, there we are, to Fran, by the look of it. And that was very, very nice. Yeah, $99.99. And then we just got the British edition of Crash, $39.50. This is about what it goes for. And we'll rock out the end of this video with a few more Ballard job lots. But I hope you have enjoyed it. This is 25 minutes. It's flown by. Oh, these are great as well. This is the set of the Alan Aldridge Penguin editions for Ballard. I just love them. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget, give it the old thumbs up. And do please hit the subscribe button if you've not already for regular vintage paperback content. I'm going to try and do another one of these next month because there's so much more to cover. There really, really is. And there's a nice little job lot of the other Ballard titles. Anyway, I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon with another video. Bye.